No. Like, I firmly... Sorry.
What?
Make sure everybody's phones are off.
I already turned the ringer off. I just...
I gotta turn the volume off. Is the link up?
Oh, boy. It is up. It is up. And we are...
God damn it. Why do you keep doing this?
Can someone send me
Rocky.
the link, please? Because I need to send it to Wendy.
We are live.
Rocky!
Every fucking
You didn't even
time.
tell us we were going live yet.
I didn't. I just did it.
Well, guys,
did it.
It's Tuesday, Unfiltered Marriage, and here we are.
Fuck yeah!
Pew, pew. What the fuck is going on?
It's Jess and Rock in the morning. Pew, 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 pew.
Time, sir. Just so we're clear.
Hey, Theater of Illusion.
Make sure everybody's on the
To be
mic.
fair, I just woke up.
It's bright and early, and we're eating bagels. Jess and Rock in the morning.
Oh my God. Dun, dun, dun. So you guys can see already what kind of show it's going to be tonight. So get in here, share it out to your friends. Tonight is going to be epic.
Be wild.
We have a lot of things to discuss.
So many things.
All the things.
All of the
All the
things.
goddamn things.
All of the things. First, let's have Nicole talk about how awesome I am.
I fucking love you.
Let's
face
love
the
you
mic.
so much,
Face the
brother.
mic.
I fucking love you.
Let's do
Thank you
that.
so fucking much. Because, like I said to you when I texted you yesterday, it takes a real fucking man to admit when they're wrong, and I fucking love you for that.
That's right.
Thank you.
Why were you wrong?
In regards to Mr. Colin Kaepernick.
So why don't you just say how you feel now? Because you started it off.
Well, I did say it earlier on
But you're a
my
different show now, motherfucker.
But I guess I'll say it here too. No, but I was
Listen,
saying
it's
how
worth saying again.
you know what? I'll just read my wonderful tweet that I had written out there. And
anytime now.
yeah, well, in a second. All right, in a second.
Anytime
I'm in the
now.
middle of another tweet that I'm trying to write here.
This
you
is
can't rush perfection.
Fuck. Are you? What are you? His fucking cheerleader?
You goddamn right.
Oh my God! Fuck it.
It is the TC.
Oh my God! I'm not ready.
Oh my God.
She wasn't ready.
All right.
He goes exactly.
All right,
Fucking
let
love
me get
him.
to my
He's so
tweet
funny.
here. Let me get to it.
Go.
I mean, I am such an amazing person.
You just take forever.
Well, I have to find it.
Why?
What do you mean why? Because that's how you do things. You have to find them.
That's how you do
I
it.
have to find it.
While you're finding.
In hindsight, Colin Kaepernick's way of doing things was right. I owe him an apology. I think a lot of us do. Sorry. We should have listened and not looked for the reasons to say you were wrong for doing this, but looked at the reasons why you were doing this.
I agree. I think that's great that you did that because in the end, we only are what we show we are. And if we're wrong, we should always accept, you know what, I made a mistake or my opinion was out of line or whatever it is, because that's how you grow.
Yeah.
That's how you grow.
Being human.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people don't know how to do that.
Exactly.
To be human?
Well, to grow.
Well, to be fair, my boss told me I was not a person today.
What?
No. It's hilarious. It's a running bit that we have. It's fine.
You've entered. It better be. Let's go. Why
Tell
is it
us,
hilarious?
why did you say that? What happened?
Because we're both deeply sarcastic, so we tend to say the most fucked up things to each other.
And you being a human, you guys go deep, man. Watch
No,
out.
it goes deep. But to be fair, he was on the phone with his mom today, and I went, "Oh my God, Mama, we need snacks, please."
Imagine I was in that room. She thinks she goes deep. Oh, man.
Oh no, it
Yeah.
gets so much worse
Oh,
sometimes.
no,
but
you
it's
don't
so
know
good.
how bad I can get.
No, he can get very bad, so let's not get him egged on.
He goes, "You're a soulless ginger, and you're not a person." And I'm like,
Oh my
I
God.
say that to my wife.
He says that too because I'm a ginger.
I say that to her.
That's unbelievably true. I mean, not that we're
Exactly.
soulless, but that we
"Oh
are.
no, I collect
Oh, no, you
the
are
souls.
soulless.
That's where
She
all my
collects
freckles
them.
come from."
You collect them. Where do you put them?
They're right here. Look, all the freckles for every soul I've taken.
So how many do I have?
Oh, you have
lot.
many.
I mean, I'm
You
covered
have
all over,
many.
even on my legs.
Yo, me too. I have a heart-shaped birthmark on my thigh.
93.5 The Rock with Jess and Rock in the morning.
Rejection line.
I could have been one of those guys. Check us out. It's Jess and Rock in the
You're not,
morning.
'cause that's annoying, and then you sound kind of like fucking what's
You know when I first met
Orlando,
when I
which we
first
love
met
you,
him-
Orlando, but I don't want him sounding like you.
When I first met him for like months, I would be like, Richie, that's not his real voice. Like no one told, but he really does. Like Orlando has this radio voice. I'm Orlando.
Naturally, all the time.
Yeah,
listen to
I've
94.7.
known him since high school.
Yeah.
You know Orlando in the morning? That's
Yeah.
what we're talking about. Yeah, he's a friend of mine. Yeah,
And that's how he talks all the time.
all the time.
He calls you to say, "Hey, what's up?" And that's how it sounds.
Yeah.
Hey,
I mean,
how you doing?
and he, like I said when I first met him, I'm like, Rich, there's no way that's his real voice. And now I've known him years, and I'm like, oh yeah, no, it is.
That's his real voice.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy because you figure a lot of those radio guys are just putting it on like, hey, it's fucking Bobby Todd in the morning.
Oh my fucking God. We have a lot of serious things going on
XM.
around the world. Rocky, shut the fuck up. We have a lot of serious things going on around the world. And, 2020 has been pretty crazy.
To say the least.
Say the least. There is this news report.
Did you hear about the flame-throwing squirrels that came here?
No, they were
What?
they,
What?
they were the killer hornets. They flew around.
No, we missed the killer hornets.
No, what they were doing, these squirrels, were they were throwing
flamethrowers.
coronavirus
Yeah.
at people.
Oh,
Yeah.
stop.
They were like, you have
and they had
corona.
little flamethrowers. They armed them with little flamethrowers. It's adorable.
It was adorable. and it was kind of cute. Go ahead.
George Floyd outrage after former Miss Universe Malaysia says black Americans should relax as they chose to be born colored.
Oh my God.
Wow, that's
I
a
can't.
stupid
Wait
statement.
till
That's
you
all-
hear this.
Is there
She
more?
Yes. Keep going. To finish the whole tweet. She is Miss Universe from Malaysia. You're on a fucking social media and listen to what she says.
All right. Hold on. There's a lot here. I'm gonna have to read this whole article. Apparently,
It's insane.
All right. Former Miss Universe Malaysia has been criticized after she posted a series of offensive comments about the Black Lives Matters protests taking place across the U.S. Samantha Katie James, she's not Malaysian with a name like that, used her Instagram account to post several stories commenting on African Americans who have been demonstrating against police brutality and racism in the U.S. for 6 days straight. She told over 160. That's all she's got. She's Miss
160,000.
Universe, and she's only got 160,000. What a loser!
That's a very small universe.
Yeah,
I'm just
like-
saying.
Well, Malaysia.
She's the worst Miss Universe ever.
Malaysia.
Follows that she has 160,000 followers. That the protests were proof that whites have won,
Listen to
and
this.
called protested. Yeah, no one's thinking whites haven't won. Like they did for years. That's what we're trying to correct here.
Hello?
You
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
Yeah, we all know white people won. We won that
fucking hate it.
contest.
We're trying
the
to-
America contest, white people came and won.
We're trying to make it equal here. Go ahead.
Yeah. And called protesters who are angry about the killing of George Floyd foolish humans. Yeah, they shouldn't be angry over a man getting needlessly murdered in front
Wait
of
till you go.
dozens of people in the middle of the
blood's
street in
boiling
broad
already.
daylight.
It's nothing.
Already.
I don't live in America, exactly. So shut
don't live
your
in
fucking
America.
mouth. And it has nothing to do with me, exactly. Again, so shut your mouth. But to me, it seems like the whites won, she wrote in her first post. If you're angry, you respond in rage and anguish, and that means it has power over you. They have power over you. The Malaysian, Chinese, Brazilian, Jesus Christ, beauty queen continued to the black people, relax. Take it as a challenge, makes you stronger. Oh, yeah, being murdered. Yeah, it makes you stronger.
Wait till she says
No, it
next.
makes you dead.
Yeah, wait till she says
You
next.
chose to be born as a colored person in America for
Fuck
a reason.
outta here.
To learn a
born.
certain. Well, this is why she's a fucking pair of legs on a stage and nothing else.
Yeah, go ahead.
Because she doesn't have a brain in
That's
her
why she
fucking
only has
head.
160,000.
Yeah.
Accept it as it is. Till now, hunger and poverty still exists. It is what it. We could stop there.
Yeah.
But that's my
Thank
favorite
you.
thing too.
Yeah.
I love those people. Well, there's starving kids and that. Yeah, no one's saying there aren't, and no one's saying fuck those kids.
That has nothing to
We're
do with
saying there's a
police
problem
brutality.
here though too.
Yes.
Yes.
There's also a problem here. There can't be more than one problem.
Yeah, exactly.
We
And
all
then
know
she's
that's
getting her
going
nails
on.
done as she's typing. You chose to be here as a colored person in this world. Like, fuck you.
Chose to be the
First
color
of
you
all,
were born with.
Nobody
Yep.
chooses. We are born to what parents were
And that's
born
it.
to, and that's it.
There's
And
no
it
choice
doesn't-
with that.
I said earlier today, I don't understand.
It's like saying I chose to be born a boy.
Yeah, I don't understand why every fucking human being doesn't just categorize us as human beings. We have the Chinese, and now they're the Japanese, and they have to say it. They're like yellow. And then we got the black people, and then we got the white people, and then we got the... Shut the fuck up.
Well,
We're all born because we're born. We don't
Yes.
choose to be born here. We're just born here.
yes, but
Wherever
everyone,
position we're in.
all of those people perpetuate that own separatism, though.
Yes,
You know what I
agree.
mean? So it's not like there was a decision made, and they all accept that as well. Not saying they accept racism. What I'm
Right.
saying is they accept we're Asians, we're Chinese,
Right.
they're black, we're
Right.
Spanish. They accept that.
We should accept all of ourselves.
But yeah.
And everybody is a collective. Who the fuck cares anyway?
Except for the Eskimos. We all know they're horrible.
You're such an asshole.
They
But
kill baby
obviously, they
seals.
hang out with
They kill baby
narwhals. Like, what the
seals.
fuck are we
they
thinking?
kill baby seals.
fucking
They
love
do.
narwhals.
No, but at the end of the day, it's like you have to say like colored
If I had
people.
to punch any animal in the stomach, I picked the narwhal.
He did. We were saying what animal would you punch?
Wait.
And
I remember
narwhal,
this.
a
This is
sweet-
No, you weren't here for
Narwhal?
this. This was with the kids, and
Yeah, I said
we
a
were
bear.
having a discussion, and I said if you could punch any animal in the stomach, which one would it be? And I
Okay,
said
so
narwhal.
why?
Why?
I need
Because
to
he
know.
thinks of who he is with his horn and shit. No, fuck him.
He's majestic, is what
Yeah.
he is.
He's a fake ass wannabe unicorn.
And I
fuck him.
said-
He's an underwater
I was
unicorn.
just gonna
bitch.
say he's
I'm
a
just
fucking water
saying.
unicorn.
That's a
Cow.
mermaid. No, I said
No,
a
'cause
bear.
a mermaid doesn't have a
because
horn.
they're so fat, and you wouldn't hurt your hand punching their stomach.
What is this?
A bear.
A bear. If you had to punch an animal
You
in
wouldn't
the
hurt your
stomach.
hand. I'm saying it's not
A
hard.
Care Bear,
like,
'cause it's just gonna
you're not
hug
gonna
me
punch
back
a
and
deer.
tell me
You're
it's
probably
okay.
fucking maul you.
You know, second place.
Maybe, but that's not the.
Yeah,
half
no,
the
you get a free shot. Second
shot.
place would be an ostrich.
Why the fucking ostrich?
I feel like they'd beak you right in the face.
No,
as
but I
you're
got a
trying
free
to punch
shot. That's the
them.
thing. You get a free shot.
You see a fucking giraffe come running. You ever
Yeah.
seen a giraffe fight? They
Oh, you
come
ever
out
see the
fucking
giraffes fight?
Smack their
They
necks.
smack their necks into each
And
other.
they fucking snap it. That's how they
You never
fight.
seen it? It's
No.
It
violent
is
too.
the most fucked. I'm
Yeah,
pulling it
like
up.
they
Nicole.
like they
I gotta
go
see
all the
this.
way
I
down
gotta
the
to
see
the
this.
ground
most
and
fucked up thing you'll ever watch.
Yeah, it's vicious.
I thought
Is
they were just
giraffes
such gentle,
fighting.
graceful
That's what I'm
men.
saying.
They're vegetarians and everything.
And the
like-
children, like young adult males, will come
let
up
me
to
see if I
fight
can
their
find
fathers.
this.
I got it right here. Look, they'll fight their young adult, their fathers for the dominant.
We tested everybody before they came down here, SC Steve. We're like the Joe Rogan show. We test everybody before they come
yeah,
in.
we have
For
like the
what?
swabs
Yeah,
at the door.
For Rona?
Someone asked why we're not wearing masks.
Because we are all
Because
fucking
we're fucking
clean.
family. Fuck
Exactly.
you.
and we're
we are
allowed to have
family.
15 people in a gathering at
And
this
we only
point.
have
So
four,
we only
so-
have four.
Exactly.
So call
Hey, guys.
that fucking Andrew Cuomo guy.
Blowing it right on your shit. Do you see it? Do you
Yeah.
see it? Oh my god!
Watch.
They're fucking. Watch this. Watch his head. Turn
Nicole,
it,
stop
turn
moving
it,
it so I
turn
can
it.
actually see it. Jesus Christ.
Who does that?
Look, boom, boom.
You
Isn't
can't
that?
show me something and then
But
take
now
it
I
away
can't
from me.
see.
I
But
thought
you
already
saw
looked
it.
at it.
You
just
saw it.
I saw part of it.
Send it. I'm gonna post it and send it, you little
To
fucking
your Twitter.
baby.
She's gonna post it on Twitter.
I'm posting on Twitter. Get one.
JRabbit55.
Listen,
over on
I don't
Twitter.
do
Also
Twitter.
follow
I don't do
Rocky
Twitter.
SU11
Sorry,
on
I don't
Twitter.
do
At
Twitter.
Rocky SU11.
Yeah, I would do that.
Yeah. Follow me there because I'm worth following.
You're fuck. What the fuck is wrong with you?
I'm not going to say excuse me because I'm not excusing myself.
Oh my god, I can't even stand you.
I'm proud of that one.
You're being so
the matter?
fresh.
I'm
and I don't
proud
know,
of
I
that
don't like
one.
it.
I love
the
it.
yelling's
No,
getting
nothing's
me
wrong.
antsy.
Nothing's wrong.
Okay.
Let's get on to something else I have here too. I was listening to John Cusack was in the city, and he was riding his bicycle around and videotaping the
Chicago.
protests. Where?
In Chicago.
In Chicago. And
him.
police chased and maced him with a baton, and they were macing him. He's like, I'm
He's
just
a big Bernie
videotaping.
supporter.
He is, but not for nothing. But here he is, a
also likes to
peaceful
cut
man.
the tails off of kittens. I bet you didn't know that.
I'm sorry.
Wait,
Wait,
what?
Sorry, who are we talking
Allegedly.
about?
John Cusack,
Allegedly.
the actor.
Allegedly.
I'm sorry. You said what bad about this man?
He likes to cut the tails off of kittens.
You shut your whore
Allegedly.
mouth.
Allegedly.
He was getting maced by police for videotaping.
Why?
For videotaping the protests.
Yeah.
He
And
seems
they were
like such a
chasing him
sweet,
with
docile
he
man.
is. They were chasing him with those sticks, nightsticks.
the batons.
Batons, yes.
chasing
But
him.
that's bullshit. But why? Just because he was recording
Yep,
it?
they would tell him, get the fuck out of here. You need to
No,
move. And
they just didn't really like
he-
One Crazy Summer.
they were chasing him. It's really fucked up. He was like,
Well, that's
I was
like-
just taping.
Did you see what I sent you last night about the fucking senator from Brooklyn?
Oh, yeah, he got maced. Yeah. Yeah.
In
He
front of the
got
fucking
maced.
Barclay Center.
Well, it's not like he's walking around saying I'm a senator. You know, he got
Okay,
maced
but
just like
come
everyone
on.
else.
You think the fucking law
Can-
enforcement shouldn't know who's in the political offices?
No,
that,
no. Can
that's
you
in their
point out every
jurisdiction?
senator? Why should they be able to?
well, he
Why
just
should they
put
be able
you
to?
on a spot.
I can't point out any senator. I don't know one.
I don't know one either.
I don't know one.
I don't either. I'm the worst.
I wouldn't know who the
Well,
hell
that's
he
because
is.
you guys don't really follow.
Name me
politics.
five
I don't
senators.
follow
Name me five.
politics. I don't. Name 5, he said.
Name 5. There's
my
50
God.
states. Name 5.
I probably can't name 5.
Well, you don't really follow politics either.
I follow it more than you do.
No, you follow your side of politics.
Listen, I don't have a side of politics. I
God.
hate both sides equally. I'm a fucking Bernie supporter.
Yes, your side.
No.
No?
I'm not a Democrat. I'm not a Republican. Fuck them both.
Yes, but you have a side. whatever Bernie supports is your side.
Because he's the only fucking real motherfucker out there that's for the people. That's
He
why.
is like about to croak, dude.
Yeah.
And he looks like Albert
He
Einstein.
looks like a disheveled mess.
I can't stand either one of you.
That guy looks like he's fucking.
Albert
smells-
Einstein.
I'm just
He
trying to
looks
figure
like
out my
he's-
niece's birthday party this weekend.
Nicole had made it very clear to me that if Bernie Sanders wanted to marry her,
You're goddamn right.
He looks
she'd
like he
marry
smells like
him.
mothballs and a cheese sandwich.
Oh, you just
Yeah.
described a nursing home right
oh
there.
my God, no, he really
Exactly.
legit, she was, talking about how she would legit marry him. And I was like, what
Nah.
about his balls? She's like, I would lick them.
Ew, his gray, wispy hair.
They're not even
balls.
gray. They're
said
white.
that
Let's
she
be
I mean,
clear.
I do like the older men. Let's be fair.
Oh my God. Whoa.
Yeah, they're
To be
fucking
fair.
married
Oh,
One
my
fucking time. Am I
No.
gonna be massacred because of one fucking time?
Let's get
Oh,
into really
that's
quick
good.
something else. So I was thinking the other day, like, what would be something that I would not be able to live with, like something that could happen in my life that would be like my biggest fear of happening. And
Losing air conditioning.
Oh, that would be awful.
Oh, no,
Right?
see, I could deal with that.
Right?
Oh, no.
No.
Freezing all the goddamn
I am
time.
hot all the time. I'm
biggest
hot right
fear is
now.
losing air conditioning.
Well,
My
other than
hands
the
are freezing
obvious.
right now. I
Are we
brought my
going with
hoodie
the
down
obvious?
here.
It's not
I
about
brought my
obvious.
hood-
It's what would be your biggest
keep
fear.
me
What's
warm,
your
girl.
biggest fear?
Losing
Like
my
a
wife
ball
and
of heat,
kids.
bitch.
Warm. I brought my
Your biggest
fucking hoodie
fear is
down because
lose
I
your
was like,
wife
I
and
know
kids?
I'm
Well,
gonna
that would be the
fucking
worst
cold.
thing to happen to me. So yeah, that would be my biggest fear, other than being buried alive.
Okay,
Ooh, that
buried
sounds-
alive.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
definitely one
Wait,
of my
I want to
tops.
know, but I'm going to go from one person to the next. What
Richie
is-
said Bernie will be dead tomorrow. He's so old.
Fuck
Oh
you,
my
Richie.
God, Richie.
You can't put that kind of
Bernie
shit
and
into the
Sleepy
universe.
Joe.
Exactly.
Bernie and Sleepy Joe equal old as fuck, says Phil the promoter.
Oh
To be
my
fair, fuck Joe
God.
Biden.
His bald hair is
He's a
50
retard.
shades
He
of
is out of
gray.
his mind with the shit
Says
he says.
Frankie, New York State of Mind 23.
Oh, I love how you're reading out everybody's names. The
His
fuck?
bald hair is
blow
50
up
shades
everyone.
of
Bald
gray.
hair.
I gotta put the comments on.
Bald hair.
Bald hair.
Oh my God.
All
He's
right, so
like-
you were saying the biggest fear thing. Let's
yeah,
go.
I want to know, what's your biggest fear that you would not be able to live with?
Snakes.
Snakes on a plane.
Snakes anywhere.
You're Indiana
All right,
Jones.
really don't laugh. My biggest fear is the zombie apocalypse.
Yeah, that's like the
I'm
least
scared of the
likely thing to
fast
happen.
zombies. The slow
Yeah.
zombies I feel like I can deal with, but the fast ones, I'm not ready for that kind of cardio.
Yeah, the fast
Oh
zombies.
my God.
Thank
Yes.
God I've been working
Like the
out.
28 days later ones?
Yes.
Oh,
No.
no.
They are
Oh,
fucking crazy.
Or like World War Z?
No.
Oh
They were
my
climbing
God.
walls.
Oh
like
my
over
God,
each
they were
other.
climbing.
Straight
They were
up.
making
Yeah.
a mountain over
That's
each
what
other.
I mean. Yeah. they were
Oh my
fucking
God. They're
crazy.
just trying to
I
get
can't-
up in there.
Remember when
I
that one
can't do
jumped
it.
down in Israel and he was like, and he got him?
In Israel?
Yeah, they were in Israel in that part when he was climbing over the wall, the Palestine-Israel wall.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
But I think that it was fucked up. All right, so.
Isn't Brad Pitt so
But we have a
dreamy?
plan now. I'm coming over here. I'm fucking with you guys. if
Yeah,
that's
because
what
we got a
happens.
plan. We know what we're doing.
We got a good plan.
Here's my biggest
Goddamn
fear.
right.
Are you ready? My biggest fear is to be at the top of a building and to fall off.
Ooh.
I've had
Yeah.
dreams about
I have
that.
had straight up night terrors where I will be sleeping and I'm about to fall off a building and I'm like, and
it
I
jolts you
jump
up.
up in the
It's the
morning. I'm like,
worst
oh my
thing.
God.
The
Oh my God,
worst
was I just
thing.
fucking falling?
No, one time Opie from Opie Radio, he posted a video. He knew this guy, and they were on top of the Chrysler building outside on the Eagles' heads.
Oh,
Did you put
no.
this on Facebook, the show? Did you share it?
I didn't
I
on
did.
Facebook. Nicole
you
did.
I
I'll
didn't
do
ta-
it
I gotta
too,
tag
'cause
you
I
guys.
obviously-
Share it to the group. That's all.
I'll do
Did you
it.
share it to
right
the,
now.
yeah, share it to the
I'll do
group.
it right now. I shared
But
it on my page.
and watching the video of them doing that gave me anxiety. Like
Yeah.
Opie didn't go out on the Eagle, the other guy did. But like no ropes, no nothing. Like they just were up there, and this guy's on the fucking edge of the Chrysler building on those fucking Eagles. And I've been watching it, and like I was like, they showed like a down view. And
So disgusting.
I was like, no, fuck that. It just freaked me out. I'm with you on that. That shit's scary.
It would really freak me out.
Yeah.
You know, I just don't think that I'd be prepared for that. That would be one of my biggest fears.
Well, you can't fly, so you're not prepared.
No, you definitely can't fly.
No, you're not prepared
Of
for that
course.
at all. You're not a bird.
Can you fly?
You're not a bird. You're a
Eh,
human.
Am
I mean,
human?
if you get on a plane, you can absolutely fly.
Or if you flap your arms
Or
really
if you're the boy who
fast.
could fly.
Yes.
Let me see.
Or if you're him.
Oh, I think I saw some elevation you took off. At least the Tatas did,
Getting
so
those
it counts.
views up. Getting those views up. The Boy Who Could Fly. What a good movie.
That was a good
movie.
fucking movie. That was like one of the
Can
best
you get
movies.
off my fucking mic?
oh,
I'm kidding.
shit.
I can't even stand you.
Cat fight. Cat fight.
Yeah, never
Cat
that.
fight,
Never
no.
that. That's my sister.
Never. So okay. So has anybody seen the video from NASA taking off the other day?
No.
Babe, you watched it, right?
The NASA SpaceX collabo
That they were
launch.
going out into space.
Elon
Center?
No, you were
Musk
telling me about it. I haven't seen it.
All right, so I'm going to also post this on my Twitter for people to check out. But apparently, when the rocket was above the Earth, they were having live feed. It was live on TV, so they weren't able to cut it out. Somebody actually got it on tape while they saw it. But there were flying objects, silver, round, going very fast, past underneath the rocket. And you see them go past the rocket, and they're going, "Did you see that?" And you hear them talking like, "Did you see that?" And it was, they're not saying, they don't know what it was. It was an unidentified flying object, and they're feeling like, you know, what's the next thing to happen? Are we going to have an alien invasion next?
No, that was the aliens driving by,
that's
checking
not
in on
until
things.
July,
I was just
guys.
going to say that's not till July or
But
August.
they were checking out the Earth, and they were like, that place, no.
No, they locked the doors.
Yeah,
That's the
let's
hood.
They
get
saw
away
what's
from
going on
there.
right now. They're like, nah,
Get
fuck
away
that
from
shit.
there.
Go past it, like, let's go hit up a fucking Pluto.
Yeah. There's gotta
Pluto's
be-
got the bitches.
They finally found other life, and they were like, no, let's keep looking. Let's keep looking.
We don't want to fuck with
Yeah.
these. Oh, they're fuck. It's ridiculous. But I'm gonna post the video now on my Twitter, JRabbit55, for anybody who wants to.
Frankie, I thought you watch this every
check
week,
it
you
out.
piece of shit. Me and Richie talked about that movie last week on Super Ugly.
What? Who? Frankie? Who?
Messina.
Oh, hi, Frankie.
I love Frankie.
Yeah, Frankie's a good guy.
He's my baby bro for life.
He's your what?
My baby bro for life.
I thought you said he's my baby for life.
No,
I'm like, you know what,
baby
Rock?
bro.
Maybe we should talk about
Baby
that.
bro.
Because he's not allowed to be your baby.
Even though he's only like 2 years younger than me, but
But he's everybody's baby
Yeah,
bro
he
because
is.
of his sister.
Yeah, Nicole's
Like,
yeah.
baby bro. Okay, so I have another issue. I think that this is going to be a great topic. A husband and wife. The wife's father dies. Okay, so now the parents are taking their 8-year-old son to the funeral. Now, he didn't realize, of course, the little boy didn't realize that it was going to be like an open
No one
casket.
told him?
They didn't discuss it before.
who
okay.
does it? Hey, surprise!
No, really,
It's your
right?
dead dad.
No, but wait, it gets a little bit more.
Wait, it was his dad or his grandpa?
It was his grandpa.
Oh,
died.
either way, like, surprise.
Grandpa died. No, wait. So they're in the car. They're on their way to the funeral, and the mother is trying to explain to him, this is what it's like. It's going to be an open casket. Well, the kid, because he was very close to his grandfather, started freaking out in the backseat, crying, I don't want to go. Please don't make me go. I don't want to see him in the casket. Please, I don't want to
turn
go.
the car around.
The father, the mother was like, I understand. Okay, it's her father's. But she was about to miss the funeral for her father.
Well, this was the funeral or the wake?
The wake.
All right.
Okay.
Well, the wake's at 2 hours. How far were they from this fucking funeral?
Right,
home?
and there's usually
it was-
other
they
rooms
were
where you can
halfway
keep
there.
the kids
Yeah.
separate.
Again,
And there's
I'll
other
put the
people that you can be
article-
like, stay with Auntie, whoever.
All right,
Yeah.
why
in
don't you guys
another
let
room.
me finish the story?
Okay, sorry.
And then you guys can say something.
Cat fight.
Bitch.
Cat
So,
fight.
Damn.
so now
Somebody's ragging.
You might want to turn the camera off real
love
quick.
You. I love you.
I love you too. So now, anyway, the mother's trying to calm him down and couldn't console him. The whole ride, the father is screaming and yelling at this kid, like yelling at him and says, you should have not decided not to go. How dare you make us turn around? You're fucking ruining this for your mother. And he's screaming at him, and the mother's going, it's all right, I understand. They went to bring him home. You know, she missed all this stuff. Well, that doesn't stop there. He takes all the kids' stuff away. He tells him he's not allowed to do anything. He can't play on his games. He can't watch TV. He can't play with toys. Now, meanwhile, he lost his grandfather, who he's very close with, and these are
What
the
a
only
fucking
things
piece of shit.
that would really keep him positive. And
It'd be hilarious if the dad turned to the kid and he's like, and because of you, Grandpa's dead.
no, seriously.
And there's no. Oh wait, can I say that next part here?
So listen now. Wait. He went
say
on
too loud.
social media and posted it, asking other people, because him and his wife didn't agree, asking other people what they thought. Everybody was
we
like,
think you're
Yeah,
a
that
fucking
guy's
piece
dead.
of shit.
everybody's
That's what we
like,
think.
as a parent, you failed by preparing him and
Yeah.
telling him and making him have a good choice to choose at home. And why would you take everything away he enjoys at this time
Yeah.
of need?
You're
and
punishing
this
him for
poor
having
little kid is
feelings.
hurting.
Yeah, punishing him for
Yeah.
being an 8-year-old boy and not wanting to see a
Yeah.
dead body.
Yeah.
Like, It was.
First of all, do you know how fucking traumatizing that is?
Of course.
Y'all wanna see
Yes,
dead
I've
body?
seen my father laying in a
Hope it was
casket. It was fucking horrible. And it's something I think about all the time. Why would I want an 8-year-old? I would never bring my children to
Yeah,
a funeral,
no.
open casket, and say, come pay your respects. They could stay in the back if it's open.
Yeah, there's
Chill out.
Or like I said, there's other rooms.
My
You
papa,
could just
my
like
grandma,
so
my
and so.
aunt,
Can you please sit
mad
with them
people
for a
died.
little
My
bit?
children did not go near that casket.
No,
Okay?
no.
But, for the fact that he punished him for having this, I needed to bring this up because you had brought up, hitting your kids and stuff. And I'm sorry to tell you, but up until about 12, they have all the room. They have all the room up until 12 with me to make mistakes, to whatever, before I actually go, right from wrong.
I think 10 is a good age.
No, because you know
Lewis
what? Even
knows
I
right
look at
from wrong.
Lewis.
I think
Yes,
it depends on the scenario.
but
too.
even if I'm
Yeah.
looking
they know
at
not
Lewis,
to dump their drink on the floor at like 5.
Right? No, of course not. Accidents happen.
It's just like, hey, mom.
But yeah,
Fuck you, I'm a cat
accidents
today.
happen. But you're talking about now a little boy who is not looking for that kind of memory. Like, what the fuck is wrong?
Frankie says 13.
Yeah, 12 years old, I think is fair. To say.
You brought up the hitting of the kids. I was having discussion. People at work, and
I don't know. I can count on like one hand how many times I've actually.
now as a father, I don't think there's any acceptable time to hit a kid ever, because you're a full-grown man. You're the protector
Christmas.
of children,
I guess Santa does
especially yours. And now they need to be afraid that you're gonna hit them. Like I was going at it with some of these people, and I'm like, "You're out of your." They're like, "Not even a little smack." I go, "No, nothing."
He's never
You don't
ever hit our
your
children.
fucking kids.
And we have a 20-year-old, a 10-year-old, and a 5-year-old. He has never hit
It's not even
our
a
children.
thought.
Spanked.
It's
I feel
not
like if
even a
you
thought.
raise them a certain way, like you don't need to.
Well, and
like,
that's what
don't-
I said. I
I
said,
don't
learn
need
how
to
to raise
raise
your
my
kids
hand
right.
to Zach.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what I said. I go, then you learn how to parent better.
Right.
If your kid's that wild where you need to hit them, you suck at parenting. That's on you.
Well, either that or maybe there's like some issues there that like need to be looked at.
Addressed. Yes. Maybe they have depression.
But
Maybe they
again,
have-
not a reason to
At
raise your
7
hand
years old?
to 'em.
No, 7 years old is not acceptable.
No.
8 years old, not acceptable. I'm a very
So
loud.
spanking is a no. Like I get you're not
I
closed
think
fisted
mom
punching
I
your
think
kid in
mom
the face.
spanking
but
is okay.
Spanking is
Not
unacceptable.
a full blown 50
like
time hit.
I'm
Like
not
a little
taking
smack
a
on the
belt
ass.
to them,
Yeah,
but
no.
like
A little smack on the ass from mom, I think, is okay.
Let me explain.
Dad should never, ever, 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 ever put your hands on your kid unless your son is a man and steps to you.
Well, I was gonna say that. Is that just fathers with sons or
no,
fathers with daughters
in general. But when my son's 20 years old and he comes out his face,
Oh no, you're
leave.
gonna punch him right in the
Yeah,
fucking
or if
face.
he comes at me, yeah, I'd fucking hit him. But when they're children and small, and especially my daughters, I never lay a hand on my daughters, obviously.
Well, 'cause they're
But,
princesses,
yeah.
duh.
I've never even hit my daughters. Valentina has gotten a spanking twice. Once for bitch slapping me in my face in a diner.
Oh.
Wow.
And
I don't
another
remember ever hearing
one,
about this.
another time she got a spanking on her hiney with clothes on, spanking like, it to startle her. I told her to clean her room and she told me, why don't you come and do it? And I went
That's
right
my
in there.
girl.
I spanked her
That's my
ass.
girl.
I grabbed her arm. I said, now you fucking clean it right
I like
in
the
front
way
of me.
she's talking to you, Mom.
So wait, just to be clear, you guys are seeing a distinction between hitting your children and spanking
spanking.
them.
There's a difference
Yes.
between
Oh,
discipline
okay.
and hitting your children.
All right.
I would get hit.
I got quiet
hit.
real
And
quick.
again, no,
I
but
got
like
hit
I
as
said,
a kid.
There
but
have been some spankings.
for a man to hit a little child is despicable.
Well,
to
no,
me.
you like I said, you can't punch a kid
no
in the face
at all,
but
not
if
even
they
smacking.
Need a smack
nope,
on the ass.
Nope, I would never smack my children ever.
In the face, no
I'm a
face.
full-grown man. When they're in trouble, who do they look to protect them? Me. Okay. Now I'm gonna be the one they're fearful of.
Yeah, but I don't think spanking
is
necessarily
different than
equates
abusing.
to fear or abuse.
No,
No.
it's spanking is different. I feel like
Yeah.
as far as when I feel Valentina or my children will need to understand something. You never put your fucking hands on me.
No.
You never yell at me like that. I'm your mother. But however, if they spilled a drink or if they're arguing with each other, I don't walk in there and go, fucking shut the fuck up. No, that's not how I roll. I don't like that. I'm very against.
But these are mini humans.
I mean, I was
and
brought
I'm a
up, I was
full-grown
hit
man.
a lot when I was a
So
kid.
you're basically saying, as a man, you wouldn't do it, but as
Never.
mom or the woman,
I think it's okay
it's
for
a
mom
little
to do
more
it because
okay.
it's a little more okay. But like,
sure, make us the fucking asshole.
like think about some
You
men.
like this right now?
You know,
I have
okay?
shaky
I'm
hands.
not a
Yeah,
big
yeah,
guy.
I get it from my grandmother.
good?
I'm fine.
Massage?
Oh wait.
Oh,
Yeah, no, this is
Hey.
good. This is
Oh,
good.
I got my license. I could do this.
Whoa!
I could do this. I use my elbows.
I'll be
I'm
laying
not a
down
big
for the rest
guy,
of
but
this.
let's say like
I love
Richie. Okay, if Richie was your dad.
Oh my God,
And he's
he's
coming
huge.
at you like you'd be terrified. He's 6'4",
humongous.
300 pounds.
I had a healthy respect for my father. Like, and he never beat me, but I respected him. I know plenty of people that spank their kids, and those are the most well-behaved fucking kids I've
and
ever seen in my
my-
life.
yeah, because they're afraid of getting the shit beat
Teen-
out of them.
No, but some
Absolutely
kids,
not.
No,
I would never
no,
hit my children
Absolutely
like that.
not.
Oh,
Because
I'm
they're
not talking about you.
They're not getting spanked for no reason.
You know
You're
what?
not
A lot
walking
of
in
the
house and getting
times,
spanked.
a lot of the times, the kids I see that do get spanked are shitty, bad little kids.
Whoa.
They are though.
Yeah, but
And-
the
and
ones that are
spanking
well-behaved,
isn't
they're
working.
not
Little
seeing
kids.
them
And the
getting
spanking
spanked.
is,
No
but
kids
the
are shitty.
spanking
I was just
isn't
gonna say,
working.
there's no
kids
such
are
thing as a
shitty.
shitty
Parents are
bad little
shitty.
kid.
Oh,
Parents
yes,
and what
there
they
are.
teach their
Yes,
children
there
are shitty. You see that kid screaming and yelling and kicking his feet because that's what his fucking mother does.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, but that's
That's
the difference. That's
how
not a
his family
well-behaved
is.
kid, and those kids are getting spanked for no fucking reason.
That's different.
The
Like,
kids
look
that
at-
are
look at
really
Lewis.
well-behaved
Yeah.
may or may not
Lewis
be getting
is
spanked.
arguably
behind
the most
doors.
well-behaved child on the planet.
He's sneaky though.
That's not. I'm talking
Oh.
about.
He's well behaved,
I'm
but
talking
he's a
about
sneaky
yes,
kid.
Yeah,
and
but
at
all kids
home.
at that
I'm talking
age.
in public, anywhere.
Oh, of course, of course.
He's respectful.
All of our children are.
He's a kid, so he's not infallible. But as far as his behavior goes,
Yeah, he's
when he's
amazing.
at a party and other kids are acting a fool, he's
He's
the one
not.
stepping off to the side,
He
being
does,
like,
he
"Not going to be
stands.
me."
No,
Not
because,
gonna be,
and I'm the one
because-
at someone else's house that
Yeah.
yells at all the kids like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
But like he'll look at me, and I'll just look at him and go. And he goes, all right. Like, he looks for me first before he'll make a
It's
stupid
true.
decision.
It's true.
And because I kind of programmed that when he started school in kindergarten, I believe, I told him, I go, I want you to do something. I want you to look at the empty chair in the classroom and just picture Dad sitting there all the time. And just remember that
I
that's
know what's
me
going
watching
on.
you and, behave like you would if that was me sitting there. Don't be a fucking little shit because I'm not around.
Yeah.
And my son, and Valentine is very well behaved too. She's a little more
At home, she's wanty. She's 5.
Yeah,
She wants
but
everything.
in public, she's very well behaved.
yeah.
But Lewis, I mean, that kid, he's a weird too because like when I was younger, I never wanted to approach adults.
Mm-hmm.
And remember when we were at my Aunt Lou's house and my father's best friend Jimmy Klein was there,
Mm-hmm.
and I go, Lou, that was Grandpa's. And Lewis has never even met his grandfather. I go, that was Grandpa's best friend over there. And without me even having to say anything, he walks over to this man he's never met and goes, hi, I'm Lewis. I'm Rocky's son. I'm named after my grandfather. And my Jimmy was talking to him and yada.
I
But
love
like,
my
I mean,
nephew.
he is the sweetest, nicest, most well-behaved kid. And that's because I parented right.
And I'm very, very affectionate with my children. I'm always playing with their hair, watching movies, kissing their faces, telling them I love them, how special they are, how talented they are. I think it's really important to constantly remind them how special. Like Valentine is 5 and she tells me I'm not pretty because I have brown eyes, and I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? You are the epitome of a Italian
If
beauty.
I'm in the house,
you are amazing.
My girls don't go 5 minutes without me telling them how
I love
beautiful
you.
they
You're
are, how I
beautiful.
love them.
Because children
Constantly.
remember, and it's more or less programming. My daughter, she'll be like, I need lip gloss. I'm like, you're 5. You don't need anything. You have perfect skin. You have a perfect face. But I want to be pretty. I'm like, you are pretty. Now, you guys
Is that
see
not
me-
the most depressing
It is.
thing?
It's horrible. I am not a makeup person or plastic surgery or fucking beautiful. I'm in my pajamas right now during my show. I feel like it's important for my girls to know they don't need whatever's on social media to be beautiful, to be something. And so I take a lot of time to repeat to my children. And I tell Valentina, say it again and you're doing timeout. Do not talk about yourself like that. I don't fucking like it.
And what's funny though is because they all do it, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So she does it. Anna does it. Now Anna's 20. Anna's drop dead gorgeous. She's a
Yeah.
beautiful woman.
She is fucking
beautiful
beautiful.
woman. And she'll walk around the house and pick on herself, and I go, "Shut up."
She's
I
110
go,
pounds.
because when Mom says something about herself, Anna's the first one to be like, "Oh, shut up, Mom! You're so perfect." And da 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 da. So then she does it, and I go, "Don't you say the same shit to your mother when she does that?" I go, "Anna, you're gorgeous. Shut the fuck up."
It's so much easier to say it to somebody else.
No,
than
I
it
know,
is for
and,
It is.
yourself.
and women
It's
live in
true.
this world that is just so fucked up to begin with. Like, I can't even imagine. living in the world of constant judgment. It is constant for women, never ending, and mostly on yourselves.
Yes, we
like
are harder on ourselves
and by
than
other
anybody.
women. Like men aren't sitting out there being like, "Look at this fucking skinny bitch over here." Like they don't, just are you hot? Do I find you attractive? Yeah, great. That's it. That's the extent of men when it comes to women and their looks. But you guys tear each other down more than anything. And
Ourselves.
yourselves
not
and each other.
I don't.
No.
No, I'm not saying friends. You guys should build yourselves up. But like I said, you walk into a bar.
Women in general.
Look at,
I love women.
No, look at Jamaica.
Yeah.
When we were at
Everybody
couples.
hated on me.
Yeah. Why?
Everybody, because they thought that I was, I don't know what
Because
they
you
thought.
dressed a little provocative.
Sexy. I was
and
on my honeymoon, and I had other wives that were like looking at me in the club.
All
Now,
shitty.
I'm wearing a little skirt and a bikini top. We were going to the hot tub after, and all these other women were wearing like long moo looking dresses. And like you see them in pictures like this, staring at me behind me as I'm dancing in front of my husband as he's sitting
why?
in a
Because
chair.
they're with their husbands and they're jealous that their husbands might be looking at them. Instead of going, "Wow, that's a beautiful woman right there," like she does when a pretty girl walks by, she'll go, "Oh, look at her, she's beautiful." She doesn't look
do.
at her and go, "Ugh, that fucking
I do.
bitch."
And
Because
I'll
she
also
knows
look and go, wow, she doesn't need all that makeup. She's awesome. Or look at that girl's ass. I admire women in general. I will admire anybody who's beautiful. And asses always come up.
It's a terrible world you guys live in. It's rough. It really is. And that's why I constantly beat my girls with how beautiful they are and how pretty. I always tell them, "You're so pretty, you're so beautiful."
Talented.
And constantly just build them up.
Because, as kids, I can go back and I can remember like my dad telling me he wasn't proud of me. He was disappointed in me. I couldn't make right decisions. What the fuck was wrong with me? Why can't I make better friends? Why can't I do? And I remember growing up going, fuck, like all I want to do is make my parents happy
And not
but be
disappoint them.
myself at the same time.
To be fair, you were fucking up. I mean, your dad wasn't wrong.
Well, you consider fucking up. I consider I had friends sneak over and we did a sleepover. I had gone to a party and I lied the parents weren't home. Or I was never into drugs.
No,
I was
I know,
never
I
into,
know.
I wanted to just be out. I was very caged as a kid. My parents wouldn't let us even leave the porch. Okay, I'm not joking. Like I couldn't, my
mean,
friends
you-
came
I
over.
think
I
that's
sat
one
on
of
the
the
porch.
reasons you and I connected is
I
From what you
couldn't do
tell me,
anything.
your dad was a very strict man, but
He
you
was.
also weren't the perfect kid. You
No,
know what
I
mean?
wasn't.
So-
And
I mean,
after a
none
while,
of
when
us
I had a
were.
mouth, I was
Yeah.
really out of control.
And that's what I mean. Like you,
You
mouthed
know,
off
my
a lot.
dad laid hands on me plenty of fucking times. I don't agree with it, but you know
No, I
what?
don't agree.
I am a very good human being now. I'm a very well behaved and respectful person. I just don't think that hitting is where to go. And I'm
And
glad.
you know what's funny? Like with your own kids, that's the way it is. But if your father was still around and he was around Tina,
he
like,
would not. She would walk all over him.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Walk all over him.
She would own him.
Yeah, just
You know what
because
I'm
it was
saying?
me and I was his kid.
Yes.
But and same thing, she walks all over my mother-in-law.
Oh, Paul!
That's
Look
how
at
it
Paul.
is with
Paul,
grandparents.
yeah, she got
Paul.
Paul, my mom's boyfriend, rat. My
Paul.
mom's fiance.
I mean,
sorry.
to be fair, she literally has all of us.
Yes, she
wrapped around
does.
her
well,
finger.
But
she's
she
beautiful and
legit
amazing.
has her own bedroom in their house. Like she goes, "Paulie D, which bedroom's mine?" And he goes, "That one."
Oh.
Without
The only
hesitation.
one. The only
Without
one. I don't have
hesitation.
a room. I looked at my mother. I'm like, I don't have a fucking room. She was like, it's Valentine's.
And she'll walk around and be like, "This is my room," and
Yeah.
Paul's like, "Yep, that's Tina's
I
room."
love her. I fucking
It's a
love
She
her.
has her own room on the boat.
So yeah, they do
Oh,
that. She's
yeah.
a bedroom on the boat. Guess what? Faith Evans. We all love Faith Evans. I liked her back in the day.
Yeah, what about her?
In jail, she beat the shit out of her husband.
Wait,
BJ.
shut the fuck up.
Beat the
no,
shit
she
out of him.
didn't.
She got arrested. Yep, she beat the shit out of him. They had a domestic violence problem, and she got arrested. They came to the house, and they tried to contact Faith and him to talk about it, but obviously they're not coming back. But yeah, this was on what day was it? What day was it? 1 day ago, and so she's now.
Wow.
You think about it, I'm like, wow, you are in your 40s, and you're
No,
beating up.
she's.
She's older than me. I'm
Yeah,
39.
yeah, no, you're right. She's probably in her late 40s.
Yeah, so you're beating up your husband? The fuck?
First of all,
are
you shouldn't be
doing?
putting your fucking hands on anybody, man or woman. You don't fucking put your hands on
Violence, she
people.
does.
And substance abuse.
Oh, really?
Yeah. If I remember.
I guess he didn't have enough with the what the fuck is her name? The one he had the baby with before her.
I have no idea. I don't know how
She is.
anybody stays in a relationship like that. Like, you don't put your hand on. Nobody should be putting their fucking hands on anybody.
No.
Nope.
Unless
But-
you're being paid to in a cage or a box.
Yeah, but like your husband,
Or
bro,
it's
like.
consensual in the bedroom. I'm just saying.
Hey.
Oh my
Yes.
gosh. Too
I
now.
mean, unless your wife talks back and she's really asking
You're
for it.
such
You guys know
a
what I
Then
mean?
she's asking for
She's
it.
asking
at that point.
for it.
Like,
Rocky tells me when we hear of old couples, we heard of this old couple around the block, a man in their 80s. He killed his wife and then killed himself recently, right around the block. And Rocky goes, well, she pushed him to the limit. I'm like, Rocky!
Jesus.
But he goes, all the years, it added up. Go ahead.
I don't know. Sometimes I think my parents are heading in that direction.
Oh my God, I hope
Driver, age
God forbid,
7.
but-
Younger.
Driver, age 7.
7 or 17?
7.
Wait, what? No.
Yes, well, listen to the story. Driver, age 7, younger brother die in car crash after taking grandparents' car. 2 brothers, ages 6 and 7, were killed in Missouri on Friday when the car the 7-year-old was crashed and caught on fire.
Yeah.
Oh
Jesus
my
fucking Christ.
God!
So these kids joyrided, and then 6 and
Joyride.
7.
Where were the grandparents?
I don't know. 6
Where
and
was
7.
any adult?
6 and 7.
the boys-
How the fuck do you even know how to? You gotta turn the car
I know
on.
how to turn it. I know how to start a car.
Yeah, but how do you even? I mean, I guess maybe if he was a tall kid, but like 6 years old, how do you
I remember
even
when we
read
were
it?
like
out?
8 or 9 years old, Taylor.
That's
we
what I'm
used to-
telling you.
Sit
You
in the
need to
car
show
with no
our son
keys
how to
No,
drive.
with
I'm
the
not
keys,
fucking
and we
doing
would pull
it.
my
back
God.
and forth in
He
his
can
driveway.
reach the pedals, though. We're good.
Yeah, his dad would let him.
Yeah, but to be fair, he doesn't know which one is the gas and which one is the brake.
But
Until the
all
next
right,
year.
a spokesman
Next year, the end of this one.
A spokesman for the Missouri
He's 16
Highway
in
Patrol,
December, girl.
Sergeant Andy Bell, said the boys left their grandparents' home in a car
Good
and
luck.
drove through a
not ready.
field and then onto a county road. But again, where were the grandparents?
Where are the adults of this shit?
They were pronounced dead at the scene.
Poor fucking babies
The car was traveling east,
in
ran off the
Missouri
road.
driving around in a car at 7.
And then it doesn't say anything about where the grandparents were.
It doesn't. Why? And why are they not right now?
They should be charged.
They should be charged
Yeah,
with
fucking
child
neglect for
endangerment,
one.
negligence.
It's negligence. Like,
Yes.
if the grandparents aren't fit to watch them and they're able to steal a car
And you don't even know what the
at
fuck.
7.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
little much.
And take your 6-year-old brother with you.
Yeah. Like, they didn't notice the 2 kids were gone?
Yeah,
unbelievable to me.
Exactly. This story right here, guys, is actually a little crazy, and I wonder,
Crazy sexy.
not that I'm like wondering, is it real or did this couple know what they were doing, and then now they're trying to just extort this man? Go ahead.
All right. Carpenter claims foreman at New York City's richest condo forced her into threesomes. A lesbian carpenter apprentice working at where a penthouse sold for a record $238 million, says she was forced to have sex with her male boss inside the building's unfinished apartments and bathrooms every week for 2 years. Foreman Elvis Filbert even demanded Denise Mignotz bring her future wife to a hotel for a threesome. Terrified to lose a good union job, Mignot gave in. She charged in her Manhattan Supreme Court anytime he feels like it, he would demand sex. I know I would have to do it or he'd fire me.
Now she was making $46 an hour.
Well, why didn't she let it happen and then get fired and then sue them? Like,
Well, that's what she's trying to do now.
yeah, now after the fact,
After
years
2
later.
years
No.
of having sex.
no, something ain't right there.
Right?
Something's
So
not
now
right
she's
there.
like, and so she says in this that her and her wife go and fuck this man for 2 years in threesomes, and they go to a hotel, and now she's suing him.
And they're not like recording it anytime in the 2 years to be like, listen, I don't want to do this.
Yeah.
No.
I like my job.
I don't, please, sorry,
yeah.
don't make me do it.
Like, you
I'm
don't
sorry,
set up like
I
a
don't
wire,
want to.
like
And it's like a
recording
2-on-1
device.
situation. Like if one's not wearing it, the other one
Yeah,
can't
but
wear
like,
it.
but like even your phone, you just put it down and hit
Right.
record and go, hey,
He's
I
not
really
gonna know
don't
the
want to do
difference.
this.
Right.
And
They're
if
Like
he
Donald,
fires
the whole
you,
Donald Sterling thing years ago. Like all it was is just little
yeah, it was
and
that simple.
recording,
Isn't
like-
that
It
crazy?
was that simple.
Now, I get it. Like, she's saying, like,
No,
where
she didn't
comes,
get something she was promised.
where she comes
She was
from. She
promised
says that
something.
it's very frowned upon to be a lesbian. It's actually like a crime and it's abusive. And so she didn't want to say anything because she didn't want the attention. But now,
for being a lesbian.
yeah, but now she's standing out. I'll show you guys a picture of her.
Like I
She's
said.
standing with her lawyer. She's standing tall.
You guys, Gloria
for-
Allred.
for what she believes in. All right, I want to see if I can find a picture of the full suit because I was like, you look too fancy for somebody.
She was told something and something didn't follow through, or
on.
she thought
That
something.
quid pro quo wasn't
Yeah,
working
she
out
thought
anymore.
she was going to get something out of it, and she didn't. Like, this is not 2 years worth of.
Well, to be fair, she was making like $46 an hour. Maybe she was afraid of losing that
Unions
job.
make-
That's what she
Yeah,
said.
well,
She
like
was
I said,
afraid of
you
losing her
hit
job
record
and
go in the
firing
room
her.
and say, "No, I don't want to do this."
Yeah,
and
but
when
at
he
that
says, "If you
point-
don't, you're going to be fired," now I have evidence.
But
that
at
you
that
said
point, you're in a union. Go to your
yeah,
union rep.
Go to your union rep. Exactly.
That's the whole point of
you can't just get
unions.
fired
Suit.
from a union.
Yeah, it's
Just
not
the
going to
suit.
happen.
Yeah.
Come on, with the suit.
Like you could be an alcoholic and not get fired
Oh,
from
yeah.
a union. Yeah. So no, there's.
I've
something
known
off
plenty of
there.
people in unions to do some fucked up shit.
There
And let
is-
me tell you something. They're still working there.
Exactly. Yeah. No, there's something off there.
I felt like maybe it was just a story of like, is she trying to get some money? Obviously, she's suing now.
No, like I said, there was probably
most
something where she was
richest.
either promised something or she thought she was going to get something from this situation and it didn't happen.
Or not in the time frame they wanted.
And now she's like, well, now I didn't get what I want, so now I'm going to sue.
Yeah,
You
that's
know,
what I
and it's-
thought.
I mean, I
And
don't know.
it's-
You know me. I have to look at the facts before I really.
Right, we don't know the facts because we
Well,
weren't there.
2 years is a
Real-
long time to not want to do something. That's
Right.
every
Every week.
50 every other week. So 54 weeks split in half is what 30
It's 26
27
because it's 52 weeks in a
Yeah,
year.
52,
26 because that's my
So then,
bi-weekly
yeah,
check.
21.
Yeah. So for 52 weeks, a full year, you just went along with this. Like
I don't know. I
like
mean,
that
I guess
seems weird.
Listen, like I understand kind of being conned into it the first few times. Listen, all right.
Right, but, like,
then it becomes a regular thing. Like,
Now,
listen,
yeah.
I need
Maybe
to
he
figure
had
out a
something
way
over her
out of
head
here.
that kept her going.
But then
for
that's
so
cool.
long.
Yeah, but if he
I'm
did,
gonna
she
have
wouldn't be doing
over
this.
your head now. You're my boss.
No, like I
now.
said, this is a last ditch attempt to get something because she didn't get what she was. Like I said, there's something behind the scenes that she was promised or she expected for doing this, and it didn't happen. And now she's going, well, I didn't get what I thought I was going to get, so now I'm going to sue and claim he did this. You can't claim this. Like, this is crazy. 2 years went on, and you didn't complain about it, and now
Now
you
you're-
do? Like, no, you're an adult. Like, stop it. You're an adult.
And at that point, like I said, you're in a union.
Yeah.
Call your rep. That's the whole point. That's what you pay union
Yeah.
dues for.
Yeah.
Let the foreman get
Yeah, but
fired
they don't
and explain
always
yourself.
do what they're supposed to
Yeah,
do.
but they'll make a fuss.
Not always.
New York City unions will.
Yeah,
I just
unions
think that
absolutely
it's,
will.
I just think, yeah. That
Yeah,
it would turn
every
into,
union,
like,
especially
every
in a
person I've known that
situation
works
like
for
that.
a union, their fucking unions don't fuck around. They're like at all.
New York City unions are not to be fucked
Yeah,
with.
the whole point of a union is so you can't be fucked with.
And
You
especially
you
in a
have
scenario
a
like that,
backing.
where you're saying that your boss is
oh my god,
Yes.
sexually
Yes.
anything.
man, you're just
All you have
full
to do
of
is
joy
show a
today.
few
I
text
had
messages.
such good stuff.
All right, dad mistakenly runs over sunbathing daughter in driveway. A 12-year-old Massachusetts girl was seriously hurt, and when she was struck by her father, why is she sunbathing in the driveway? There, go in
Yeah,
the
what was she
backyard,
doing, behind the
asshole.
car?
Yeah, like go in the
Listen to
backyard.
this. I'm sorry. It also
In the
sounds
family's
fucked up.
driveway, authorities said the girl, who was not immediately identified, was partially run over when a 41-year-old male relative pulled into the driveway of her Rainer. He
Wasn't
pulled
it
in
his
and didn't
dad?
see her.
Right. Didn't it start off as a dad? Now it's a relative.
Yeah, dad
Well, that
mistakenly.
is a relative. To
Yeah.
Maybe,
I
yeah.
guess. Right.
When a 41-year-old male relative, yeah, why wouldn't you say the 41-year-old father? Yeah,
right?
that's weird.
Okay.
The girl who was airlifted to Boston Children's is expected to survive. The vehicle was driven by the girl's father. They
Okay.
add that at the end. That's so weird.
so
What
weird,
a weird
right?
way to report it.
Well, yeah. So anyway, she's all right, but thank God. But why was she sunbathing in the driveway?
And who just lays right on the driveway?
That's what I'm
maybe
saying.
depending on the type of property it is, like there's not a
Did
yard.
she think being on the
Maybe
driveway
that's-
was get better color?
I mean, she's 12.
I used to do that when I was a kid. It all depends on where the fucking sun is hitting.
There it is.
well, it depends where the sun was hitting.
I don't know. Like that's just stupid.
I had a
to
lot
me.
of trees in my
I thought
property.
it was really weird.
Yeah.
We're supposed to be getting some more stimulus.
We had a big
money.
drive.
And what
driveway, too.
12-year-old is sunbathing?
I don't know. Yeah, right. That's another
Like,
thing too. Why
you're
does she have
12
to
and you're
sunbathe
looking to
at
get a
12?
tan? That's fucking weird.
Come on, you don't remember sunbathing at 12 with the fucking sun in your hair?
Yeah, right. I was not allowed to do any of that.
Because it wasn't off the porch.
I was a boy.
I'm not joking. I was not allowed to sunbathe.
No, but this is what I'm saying. You said if you can't come off the porch, you're not
No, I sat
sunbathing.
on
You're
the
on a
porch
fucking
with my friend.
porch.
Well,
No,
Jess had a
I-
fucking sick pool in her backyard too.
No,
though.
I didn't. That pool came when I was about 17. I was not living there. when
No,
that pool
you
came.
had that pool when we hung out
No,
at
we did
13.
not. No, we did not. I didn't have a pool until we all moved out. My
I'm
dad put a
almost
pool. My dad put a
positive
hot
you had a
tub.
pool.
Damn,
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
waiting for the kids to leave.
Yeah, he
huh?
was ready for us to go.
When
but-
you guys moved into that house, he basically put everything he had, though, right? Like,
Yeah,
you guys weren't well-to-do when you first moved in there,
when
right?
we moved into this house, my dad's Easter present to us, I was in 4th grade. I'll never forget it. Our Easter present, we lived in Shirley. We had a 2-bedroom house.
For 4 children.
Me and my 3 siblings had bunk beds in one room. We got clothes and food sometimes from the church. And my mom worked 3 waitress jobs. My dad walked into a family of 4. He was my stepdad, but raised me, and I never would consider him anything less than my dad. So anyway, we didn't have a lot. My dad was working odd jobs and stuff. Before his script company had hit, we were very poor. And one day, my dad told all of us as children, and he was like, look, we're having the house painted. We need you to pack all your stuff and put it in boxes and put it in the front of the house. A truck's going to pick it up so that it doesn't smell. We have to paint the house. And we're all just like, whatever. I didn't know anything. I was fucking 4th grade. What am I, 10, 9?
So you're not
10.
questioning any of
No,
that. You're
I'm like, I
okay,
was 10.
yep.
I was 10, yeah.
That checks out.
And so we all packed our stuff, and then my dad took us in the car with nothing, none of our stuff. And he was like, we're going to go stay at my friend's house. And we drove up to this house. And let me tell you, 3 stories, 3,200 square foot home with a backyard, an acre and a half. You know, we pull in, and I'm like, oh my God. I didn't know. I'm like, oh my God, where are we? All 4 of us were like, where are we? He's like, come inside. We went inside. It was furnished. It was like a set house. I thought people lived there. I'm like, oh, this is a nice house. He goes, well, let's go upstairs. I want to show you the bedrooms. And the year before, we had one of those huge catalogs you would get in the mail of
Like the Sears catalog
Sears.
yeah.
And they asked us if you could
Remember
pick any
those?
room, what room would you pick? And I had picked this room I saw that was done in a purple unicorn canopy bed with the purple unicorn trim around the top. And we walked up the stairs, and my dad said, open that door. And I opened the door, and it was the exact picture to the T, to the unicorns on the dresser, to the fucking shoes in the
fucking
corner, to everything. The drapes. The room was bigger than my basement. You could do cartwheels through it. Okay. And
Which
my
room?
brother's room was the Ninja Turtle room.
Which room was this?
This is the room as soon as you top of the stairs.
Jeffrey's room?
Yes. No, that was Mark's room. No,
Which-
that was Robert's and Desiree's.
Which one was yours?
The top of the stairs, right next to the bathroom.
That room isn't as big as this basement.
I said yes. First of all, that room is from over there to here. It's this big. It's fucking humongous, humongous. I did a cartwheel in it, and the purple carpet, everything to the T. It was this room, and I was like, oh my God, what a room! My dad goes, open the drawers. New clothes with tags. Open the closet, jackets, clothes, everything hanging. I'm like, oh my God, this kid who lives here is so lucky.
It didn't
And my
click
dad
yet.
said, happy Easter, this is your room. And I looked at my dad and I was like, what? And he's like, this is our home. He, for about 5 years, bought this property and was going there with my older brother and his friends, and they built the house themselves on the property.
Aww.
It was one of the most magnificent gifts that my father has given us in our lifetime. And, you know, you really value, like, what you have. So the pool, no, wasn't there. It was just empty lawn and dirt for a long time. We had dirt for a while before we got sod. But we were so in awe. It was beautiful. And then my mom and dad, you know, as we got older and they were able to spend their money on themselves, they put a pool and a hot tub and stuff like that. But
New York and Manhattan is in chaos again.
I
Like,
can't.
it's even worse tonight. Police and rioters are fighting in the street. Look at this.
Oh my fucking God.
This is right now?
This is
Yep.
this is a few minutes ago.
Jesus.
I can't. I'm sorry. I
And,
just
like,
don't feel like violence is
The
the
police
answer
are in
for
such
anybody.
a tough spot right now because they can't.
Even
really,
if there's good guys out
no,
there.
but like even the good guys now are having to do this. But it's not even that. It's like they know they're being filmed. They know they're being under a microscope, and it's like
how do you take
like
someone
now
coming up and
now
hitting
they're
you?
being hesitant, and which is scary for a police officer. You can't be hesitant,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just getting bad. It like
I get both sides of it. I really
No, I get
do.
the anger on the other side. I get it, but you have to
No, but I
understand.
get it from the law enforcement side
they're
too.
Humans. They have a job to do.
Half my dad's family is law enforcement.
And you know, they're like I said with the other side, you can't see a few bad cops and go, well, that's all cops. That's not fair to do. Most of the cops, the majority of the cops are good, hardworking people.
Yes.
We only see
25%
the pieces of shit.
yeah, but it's the ones
motherfuckers.
that are silent towards it also. Like, you might as well be one of them. If you're not standing out against it and you're not saying anything, you're part of the fucking problem. I'm sorry. You're part of the fucking problem.
I understand that, but they're not bad people. They're not bad people. There's a brotherhood that you're not understanding, and I get it. Like, it's kind of silly to other people, but when you're in a law enforcement or the military, there's a brotherhood, there's a bond, and you don't break that bond. And even when, like, I get it, when wrong's doing, you should step up and say something, and they're working on that. The police are now working.
No, I
on
get it. There's a lot of them that are kneeling and protesting.
But there was a lot of also, well, if I say something, I know I'm gonna get fucked. Like, I'm going to be fucked. People are going to treat me like shit. I'm going to get demoted. Like, I'm going to get pissed on. And, you know, you this is your career. This is your livelihood.
Right.
Like, they're human as well. They're not robots. They're just regular people who took this job.
Right.
You know, they're scared as shit, too. And they don't know if they're going to get shot because now all this is going on, and they shouldn't have to walk the street and look over their shoulder every 2 seconds to wonder if they're going to get shot in the back of the head by some fucking maniac.
Right. By a maniac. Because nobody should be shooting anybody. Nobody should be hurting, killing.
Like, and they wouldn't
anybody.
have to
Who
be
the
out
fuck
there
gives you the right
if these
to take
assholes
someone's
weren't
life?
breaking into stores.
No, I'm
Like,
not
they
into the
wouldn't have to be
stores.
out there doing this. If they were peacefully protesting, they would be peacefully sitting there and going, yeah, let's sit there.
Let's watch. Let's walk. Let's speak our word. Let's yell. Let's
But
get
s-
fucking,
Yeah, but if people
let's get
listened when it was
bullhorns.
peaceful protest, it wouldn't
Yeah.
have gotten to this fucking point.
I'm not going to agree with violence no matter what.
I don't agree with it either. I
It's
don't
like someone
condone it, but
killing my
I'm saying
kid
I
and
get
me
it.
going,
I
I'm gonna go to
understand
Mason's
it.
Just
right
because
now.
you get it doesn't make it right.
Yeah, look.
Like, I get it too. I'm not, but
Nicole,
it doesn't make it right.
Listen, if someone killed my child, okay, I'm not going to every fucking store in my own neighborhood and looting and stealing. And I'm not. And listen, and there's people coming from other states to these areas to fucking take advantage and take. They're pulling up in minivans and stacking it out with fucking things from Target. You're taking advantage now of what people are really trying to say. You're using this for yourself.
Oh, I get
Those
that. There's
people bother
definitely
me.
people that are taking advantage of it, but there's also people that
Right.
are rioting, and they're rioting
Saying,
because
"Hear me
they're
out."
tired of fucking crying out for help and no one fucking listening. Like I said, it's like you tell a fucking kid how many times, don't do that, don't do that, don't do that, before you finally lose your fucking patience. You're like, don't fucking do
Yeah,
that.
but here's the issue. They never went from peaceful protests in Nicole, they haven't. It's always
They
a
have,
riot.
though, just people don't fucking
it
realize,
always
like-
turns into a riot. It always turns into a riot. Always.
There are just people who like the confrontation.
And I'm not saying
destruction.
the majority of the protesters are peaceful.
They are.
But these assholes are the problem.
Well, and to be
And
fair, they
these
publicize
assholes-
the riots more than they publicize the
peace.
peaceful
I
aspect.
agree.
Of course.
I've been
that,
saying that for the past week.
Excuse it, not
Yeah.
to say that
Yes.
there aren't
No, I've been saying
violent
that
riots.
the only way
but
you
that's what
see
they
peaceful
focus
shit, if it
on.
wasn't for social media, we wouldn't see any peaceful
Exactly, and you would
things.
think it's all a shit
Yeah.
show and aggressive and violence, but it's not that it's not happening, but it's a smaller portion that's the riots that are getting out of control. More often than not, they're just laying on the ground. They have their signs and they
Yeah.
have their whole thing that they're doing.
Right,
but
hands
it's
are up.
it's not sexy to show
Yeah,
a
that.
peaceful
Yeah.
protest.
Dude, I saw a video where for 8.5 minutes there was hundreds of people laying on the ground saying, I can't breathe. For 8.5
Yeah.
minutes in front of the Minneapolis, wherever it
They
was.
did it in Greece as well, I saw.
Yeah.
Ireland, London.
And like I saw that, I was like, that's a powerful message.
Yeah.
You know, this
did it in
is
Colorado,
not,
I
this
believe, as
is
well.
childish behavior. This is childish behavior.
It's
The-
people crying out because of
All right,
years
but
and
look at
years
the-
of
yes,
not
all right.
listening. Like, it's not just about
Okay, and look at the most
him.
popular-
Like, that was just
Okay.
the final
was
fucking
Martin
straw
Luther
of
King
it.
Jr. smashing windows? Was Malcolm
No,
X?
but look what happened. They
All right.
fucking murdered him. And you know what?
Okay.
It took 6 days of fucking riots and almost $50 million
Yes, and it-
worth of fucking damage to over 100
All
cities.
right.
And guess what? 6 fucking days later, we had the fucking Civil Rights Act.
Yeah, exactly.
So sometimes people don't fucking listen until you see the goddamn world on fire.
Well,
it's not right. I'm not saying it's right, but I fucking get it. I get it.
Yeah, again,
because
just because you
people
get it, it's still bad, though. It's bad what they're doing, and you're making it like this is acceptable, though.
It's not.
That's
it's
the
not.
problem that I have right now, is that you're acting like this is acceptable just because you get it. I get it too. They're pissed off. I'm completely on their side. But breaking into other people's stores and lighting them on fire and
I'm
stealing
not saying
shit
it's acceptable.
is not the
It's not
answer.
acceptable. Like I said, I don't condone the violence. I don't condone any of it. I'm just saying, like I said, I understand. I understand why
No,
it
but
got to the
Nicole,
point that it got to.
If I'm being honest,
It's
you're coming
not.
across as if though, like you're like.
You would
I
go
guess that's
enjoy
because
it.
I come from a different point of view on it. Because, like I
We
said,
all have
it's
different
just
point of view. That's a part of life. It's great, and I love it because obviously we wouldn't have conversation if we didn't
Yeah.
fucking all disagree with each other. But at the same time, my point is, yes, you want to fucking yell and scream. Yes, you want to fucking police brutality, and that's what we're fighting for. Yes, but that has nothing to do with fucking Target.
The police shouldn't be having a fight in the middle of
eight
the
or
street.
Wait,
Store.
guys, to be clear.
Or Wendy's.
To be clear. And
You're
to be
putting
fair,
more
wait,
fucking-
stop. To be clear, I think the biggest problem a lot of people are having is a few weeks back when there were the protests about the haircuts and having to wear the masks.
Yeah.
The reaction from
And
the
people
police,
sitting there with their fucking
hang on,
guns.
Yeah.
Hang on. The reaction to that was non-existent. They were allowed to just let it rock and do whatever
Well,
they wanted.
here's my thing with that.
Whereas you see the aggressive reaction
Yes.
coming from this, and I think that upsets people
because
more
there's
than
aggressive
anything else.
behavior with this. Those guys that
But I
walked
mean,
into
no,
that. Hold
but
on.
the haircut
Hold on.
ones were
No,
that they
yeah,
came
that's
with
silly.
guns as well, and that was
No,
fine.
But were they threatening anybody with the guns, or were they laying on their sides? This is a country where we're allowed to carry arms, are we
not
not?
openly.
Yes, you
not
are.
everywhere.
Yes,
Absolutely not.
in that
There's
state
not
you were.
Open carry
In that
If you're
state you were.
licensed, you are.
But
In
not
that
in
state,
all the states,
in
though.
that state you were.
But that wasn't the only one. They were doing it in states as well that they should not, and they did not have open carry.
No, and
Permits.
rifles you don't need open carry. Those are for handguns.
Yeah, which
Those are
to
for
be
handguns.
clear, it's
You can walk around with a rifle in Ronkonkoma if you
Love
want
you,
to.
Kat. Good night.
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
that is terrifying.
But they weren't making any threatening gestures. Some people see guns as a threatening gesture. I don't. I'm a
Yeah.
gun person. So I don't see it as a threat unless you're pointing it at me.
Mm-hmm.
They weren't pointing it at anybody. They weren't threatening anybody with their guns. They just showed up with guns.
But isn't that
It's the
in
American way.
itself-
Is it not the Second Amendment?
But isn't that in itself
Aggressive.
a little bit aggressive to show up with
To
a gun?
you,
It's
yes.
no, exactly.
I would think
to
it would be
me,
aggressive
yes.
to see
if you're
people with
coming to
guns.
a peaceful
And I get
protest,
that.
right, but there's
what
fucking
do you
people
do?
that are being
get-
pepper
like-
sprayed that are unarmed.
I get that some people are uncomfortable around guns. I understand that. But in America, our Second Amendment is you're allowed to carry a gun.
Right.
You're allowed to own a gun.
But if you're saying
And
it's
if
peaceful,
you're
what do you need it
uncomfortable with
for?
guns, then
So
that's
maybe they're preparing
fine.
to protect themselves. You know,
From
because-
From what though?
Well, depending
From
on
not
what
being
they-
able to go get your
protest.
fucking
I don't know.
haircut.
maybe what they think, or maybe how they feel.
They're just expressing their right as an American to do it, though.
I mean, you know,
Breaking into stores and
I don't know.
starting
I don't-
fires
I
is
don't
not a
believe in
right as an
guns like
American.
that. I'm not
that's
a gun
that's
person.
breaking the law and
You know,
stealing.
give me a machete and I'll take your fucking.
You know,
kneecaps
those guys,
off.
trust me, they're all
Danny
douchebags.
Trejo.
Like,
What are we
I have
doing
the
here?
nicest
I'm not-
machetes. You have no idea.
I'm not saying
I'll show you.
I'm not saying those guys that showed up with
Get you
guns
one
aren't
this one
complete
if you want.
fucking buffoons and douchebags. They are. They're assholes, but they weren't threatening anybody.
No.
They weren't violent. They weren't doing anything other than being there with guns. That was that.
I
That's
saw
a lot
videos
different.
where it was a little
Yelling,
different.
yelling, but then again, no.
But it's you know what?
yelling at officers though.
They were yelling at officers.
Okay.
And so now if you're saying at these protests, that's what kicks it off at a certain point, and that.
But
can
why
be
did nothing
the
kick
match.
off there?
But that's the whole point. Why didn't it kick off there? But it's kicking
Because
off
it was
here
peaceful.
now.
Yeah, but there's fucking macing people who are peaceful protesting. They fucking pepper sprayed a fucking toddler.
Well, why is a toddler there?
She wasn't at the fucking protest. They were out there fucking doing something else and trying to leave and got caught in the middle of it. But the
All right, I
fucking
doubt
media
they
doesn't
walked.
tell you that
yes,
part.
I doubt they walked.
She was
not even there
No, but they
protesting.
also did not walk up to a toddler and go, Psst, a pepper bomb went off and the toddler was in the vicinity.
Thank you.
Okay?
It's different.
Stop acting like a cop walked up to a 2-year-old and sprayed a can of mace in
Oh,
her
that's
face.
a terrible visual.
It is
Like,
terrible.
come
But
on.
it's not what happened. It was at the same time. Look, we may all disagree on what we feel
And that's
is what's
fine.
happening. But we're
Yeah.
different human beings, and that's okay. At the same time, with all of our different views, it is something very real and very, very active right now. And what I think is so important for all of us right now, because we're at the end of our show, is to send a lot of support to all the positive and good willing people out there. And I hope that the people who are angry and disgruntled and are terroristic, I hope that they find acceptance and peace in we shouldn't hurt everybody else for someone else's actions. And I just want everyone to know that we are really supposed to be here in this together. We are all fucking human beings, no matter what color we are, and we should love each other because that's what we are. I am maybe one of the whitest people you look at, but I have 4 nephews, 1 niece, and a couple other family members that are black, and it is something that affects me because I care about my nephews and my niece, and I would never want anything to happen to anyone because of what they look like. So if we could all just keep in mind the problem at hand is people don't accept others for what they are, and our world is really behind on doing that.
And you would think you wouldn't be by this point. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Who the fuck cares?
like that's my point. Like, as humans, we've progressed to be like, what's it matter what color they are? Like,
Who
who
fucking
gives
cares?
a shit?
One of my very
Like,
closest
I
friends
never
has
could
had a baby.
understand that.
He's the fucking cutest thing ever you'll ever see.
Nehemiah.
And Nehemiah. And I spend time with these people because I love them, not because they're black. I love them. I love my family, no matter what, who they marry, what they do. We are all human fucking beings. You know, like, Jesus Christ, we don't matter to the government. We're the underdogs here. We're the little guys underneath. What we should care about is each other. And I'm closing with that tonight. I had a fucking great show with you girls. You are 2 of my very favorite people and my most amazing husband here, no matter how loud he gets.
That was loud.
Try not to get
Oh
abducted.
dear God, you would never survived in
wasn't
my
loud.
house.
Aliens
No.
everywhere, people.
You would have been the quietest one.
So, you want to say anything?
No, I'm good.
Check us out on Twitter, JRabbit55, Rocky SUS11.
No, SU11.
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 I guess we'll just check you guys out tomorrow.
Winding
Next
down.
Tomorrow. Next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday. We'll
I was gonna say, do we have a
you
show
then.
I don't know about?
Yeah, we'll see you guys then.